If you're coaching a family to start gifting, what is the value of that business typically? If you're gonna, if that's if they decide that's a great practice for us, we are concerned about estate taxes, we want to work through those issues. What kind of size, when should I start thinking about that?
Well, what I think is important, and it's hard, right? Especially if it's a very small business and you've invested everything into it. So, depends on where the business is in its life cycle. But I would say if it's more than just an entrepreneurial stage, hopefully the owners have created some wealth outside of the business. I think where we see people unwilling to or not interested. I mean, there are a couple things people are concerned about, right? One is if this is if these are all of my assets, if they're all tied up in the company, gifting, if I gift it away, then I don't have anything, right? So what is the balance where maybe you can have a little nest egg at the end when you're ready to retire or ready to redeem, and what does that look like? The other thing that we see is the control question. Lots of times people are, in fact, I just had a case just yesterday where someone who's 80 years old owns all his kids, his kid, quote unquote kids, they must be in their at least 50s, right? And they don't, and they're working with him and he owns everything. Well, that's a very vulnerable place to put the business in, because people die, right? I mean, you can die at any age, and presumably the older you get, the likelihood increases a bit. And you don't want to leave the company, your heirs, in a position where they're forced to sell the company to pay estate taxes or to be able to handle whatever mess might ensue. So I think those are a couple things, right? So the control, that the financial end, but then also the control that people are hesitant to give up. And so what does that mean? When I work with businesses, one of the things I like to talk to the family about is, what is your vision? What do you want? What do you see for the family down the road? What do you see for the business down the road? If you want continuity, if you want this business to survive and thrive and flourish in the next generation, and if you want family connected to it, there needs to be planning. You need to be thinking ahead, and how are we going to pass down these assets, and practice the control bit. If I do everything and I know everything and I'm not letting you even peel back the curtain a little bit, what position are you going to be in to be able to take over? Not a great one.